Hi, thanks for joining in. My name is Basha and welcome to my channel. I've been getting quite a lot of questions on how I grow my vandas, and my answer is always I mostly grow them in the clay pots with a little bit of bark or lava rock. And people have just been asking me to see my setup, so I thought the best idea is to show you how I deal with a newly arriving vanda. So I've got a sub here. So typically your vanda will arrive bare-rooted with this plastic pot, and sometimes other roots will be kind of just tangled in and put in another pot. I think this is just to keep the humidity going. Now this vanda in particular, it's Vanda prapawan. I'm hoping I'm pronouncing this right. And it arrived in the plastic pot, and obviously with this plastic pot inside. Now a lot of people leave the plastic pots and those plastic mesh pots, those plastic baskets, because sometimes removing them will cost more damage to the roots rather than leaving them on. I like to remove them. It's just because my vandas sit better in a pot without this plastic basket, but also I like to remove them because I found that a lot of roots that vandas arrive with are quite stringy, quite thin. Those are the roots that have been grown obviously in a different climate with a different humidity, and I found a lot of them will die off anyway. So what I would do usually, I wet the roots, because that way they become more flexible and they're easy to detach from the plastic basket. So what I will do now, I will go and wet the roots. I will remove the tag and I'll come back. There we go. So I wet the roots and I'll come back and we will see if, because like as you can see, there's a lot of roots here that are attached to the bottom of the basket. Typically also there is a wire that it stabilizes the vanda in the basket before the roots grow. So I would like to remove that wire first. I will wet the the roots, and then I will remove that wire, and we will see whether we can detach the roots from this basket without damaging the roots, butchering the roots completely. I'll be back in a second. Okay, so the roots are wet, and there is that wire that I told you about, and that I need to detach. I need to somehow remove. Now, losing a few roots is just something that is going to happen. It depends how many roots I lose. And obviously with vanda, every root is precious, because in Thailand and other tropical countries, tropical climates, vandas grow like crazy. They grow like weed. But in the UK and countries with temperate climates, every root counts. Okay, I think I've loosened up this. Right. Now I will try and squeeze it just to make the roots detach themselves a little bit. Oh, this is hard, because we've got a mass of roots here as well. So I've got some pliers here, and I'll see if I can cut the plastic. And detach the roots that way. Like I said, I would like to keep as many roots as possible. Some of them I will cut off. The thin ones, the thready ones, I will cut off because they will either dry out or rot anyway. So we want really those thick ones, fleshy roots to be left. I don't know if you can see, I've been doing here. And the basket as well, I don't think it's UV resistant plastic, so I think it's just a cheap plastic, and it will eventually crumble away with time. Okay. that root? I think it's broken, that one. Okay, so we can just cut that off. There we go. So I will just try and remove as much of this basket by cutting it away as possible, without damaging too much of the roots. I think I'm repeating myself here. There we go. I think the hardest part will be this root mass, which is really firmly attached to the bottom of the basket, but we will see. Okay, right. Okay, this is going to take a while, so what I will do, like I said, I will try and detach as much as possible, and I'll be back because this is going to be a long process. Okay, so I have managed to remove the basket, and what I will do now, I will examine the roots, obviously, because some of them will die off anyway. I apologize for the audio, my microphone has died, so there will be different type of audio, the quality of audio throughout the video. So I'm removing just those kind of like brown ones, you know, the ones that you know they're going to die off. The ones like, for example, those ones, they're looking quite green on the camera, but I can assure you they're not. They're starting to rot here. There we go. That brown. So sometimes it's easy just to kind of remove them. And there we go. At this point, there we go. So trying to leave as many as possible, but at the same time, removing as many dead ones and the ones that you know they're going to rot. Because I have grown and repotted so many vandas, I just know exactly which one to cut, which ones won't survive. Like, for example, the ones that were kind of broken halfway through and just hanging on the thread. Okay, just remove this, yeah. Sometimes I think I've removed all the dead roots, and then I have to come back again in 2 weeks time and remove a little bit more, because the old roots will die off and the new ones will grow in the pot. So what I do now, I'm just trying to tidy this up. I've got my clay pot. I like to wet the pot before I pot anything. Maybe it's just me, but I don't like the feeling of the dry pot, the dry clay, mainly because I think dry clay it's got abilities of sucking out the moisture of things that touches it. I hope I explained that well. So when I've got wet roots and a dry clay pot, the roots sticking to the dry clay pot will release the moisture into that clay. Okay, so I think I've removed everything. I will have to come back anyway for this to remove a bit more. And what I'll do, gently is the Vanda into the pot. And how I do, I just turn the pot and the roots just go in the pot themselves, basically. And then I've got my clay, my lava rock. So my lava rock, I usually buy from online sellers, and you've got different sizes of lava rock. I like to buy the aquatic ones because I know they're kind of nice in sizes, but you can buy smaller ones. I like, for vandas in particular, I like bigger chunks. And in regards to potting vandas like air around the roots. Now, in my climate, unfortunately, I can't grow them outside. I can't grow them bare-rooted, so they have to be potted. But by potting it doesn't mean covering roots completely with the media. It's just a little bit, just to kind of give that extra humidity around the roots. So just a few lava rocks, just to place inside the pot, even just to stabilize the orchid as well, and just to give that extra, like I said, that extra humidity around the roots, because it does make a massive difference. And and just place it around the roots. Like I said, in 2 weeks time I will go around and I will see if there's roots, there's many dead roots or not in the pot, and I will remove them. I will cut them off. There we go. And there's more. There's more. And that's it. So, as you can see, I'll just take that here closer. As you can see, there is not much of that media inside the pot. It's just enough to cover the roots a little bit and stabilize the orchid. And that's how I grow and pot my vandas. And it helps me with watering as well, because obviously I won't have to water now for another 2 or 3 days. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye.